They say the most dangerous secrets in America aren't buried in the White House, the Pentagon, or even in Wall Street's vaults. No, some of the darkest truths lie 6 feet under, in unmarked graves, guarded by silence and fear. And one of those truths belongs to a man who once ruled American labor with an iron fist. A man who walked into a suburban Detroit parking lot on July 30th, 1975, and was never seen again. His name was Jimmy Hoffa. Hoffa wasn't just a labor leader. He was a kingmaker. He rose from the poverty of Depression-era Indiana to become president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the most powerful union in America, to millions of truck drivers, factory workers, and blue-collar families. He was a hero, a man who fought for their wages, their benefits, their dignity. But to the government, to the FBI, and to those who whispered his name in smoky back rooms, Hoffa was something else entirely, a man who made a devil's bargain with organized crime. For years, Hoffa's power wasn't just about unions. He controlled billions of dollars in pension funds, money that, conveniently, found its way into mob-backed casinos in Las Vegas, construction projects in Chicago, and loan sharking operations from coast to coast. The mob loved him, and they hated him, because Hoffa was too big, too loud, and too ambitious to be controlled. By the early 1970s, Hoffa had fallen. He'd been convicted of jury tampering, bribery, and fraud. Prison walls swallowed him whole for nearly 5 years. But prison only sharpened his hunger. Once Nixon commuted his sentence, Hoffa had one goal: reclaim his throne as Teamsters president. The problem? The mob wasn't going to let him back in. He knew their secrets, their deals, their skeletons, and he wasn't afraid to use them. That brings us to a hot summer afternoon in 1975. Hoffa was restless. He'd arranged a meeting at the Machu's Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Township, Michigan. The men he was supposed to meet? Anthony Tony Jack Giacalone, a feared Detroit mobster, and Anthony Tony Pro Provenzano, a brutal New Jersey mob figure who had once been Hoffa's ally and had since become his sworn enemy. Hoffa arrived around 2:30 p.m., pacing in the parking lot, checking his watch. He made several calls from a nearby payphone, complaining that no one had shown. Witnesses saw him standing there, impatient, smoking. Then, just like that, he was gone. No one saw him leave. No one saw him get into a car. His maroon Pontiac sat in the lot, untouched. His wallet, his watch, his temper, all left behind. It was as if Hoffa had been swallowed by the earth itself. The investigation was massive. The FBI swarmed the area. Tip lines exploded with leads. Some swore Hoffa had been shoved into a car, driven away by trusted union men, only to meet his end with a bullet and a shallow grave. Others whispered he'd been incinerated in a mob-controlled garbage facility, his ashes scattered like dust over Detroit. The most sensational rumors claimed his body was entombed in the concrete of Giant Stadium in New Jersey. Every lead ended in smoke. Every dig, every raid, every whispered confession led nowhere. But behind the mystery lies a chilling truth. Hoffa's disappearance wasn't random. It was orchestrated. The FBI believed it was a mob hit, sanctioned at the highest levels, a message to anyone who dared cross the syndicate. Hoffa, with all his influence, all his pride, all his secrets, had become too dangerous to keep alive. Yet the most haunting part of Hoffa's story isn't just a vanishing act. It's the silence that followed. The men suspected of knowing the truth, Tony Pro, Tony Jack, others tied to mafia, died without talking. Some murdered, some rotting away in prison, some taking their secrets to the grave. Even decades later, new leads emerge. A hidden field dug up in Michigan, a driveway torn apart in suburban Detroit, a deathbed confession about a body in a barrel, and still nothing. No bones, no proof, just shadows. Jimmy Hoffa's story is a reminder that power, once absolute, can vanish in the blink of an eye. That men who stand at the top of the world can be erased as if they never existed. And maybe that's why his story endures, because it's not just about Hoffa. It's about the hidden machinery of America, where unions, politics, and the mob all collided in the dark. Nearly 50 years have passed, and the question still hangs in the air like smoke from a cigar. What really happened to Jimmy Hoffa? Was he buried in a shallow grave near Detroit? Was he burned to nothing in a steel drum? Or is his body still beneath the concrete, hidden in plain sight, while the truth rots with the men who killed him? One thing is certain. Hoffa's disappearance wasn't just the end of a man. It was the end of an era. And maybe that's exactly how those who wanted him gone planned it.